Welcome back, Pantheon Universe. This is Micah, your host, as always. Thanks for tuning in. So, as I'm minding my business, just posting pictures up on my Instagram, as you guys can see, this lovely lady right here, beautiful specimen for any woman. She just so happens to be black. I get comments like this telling me I'm racist. I'm sitting here and just wondering, where does this come from? The level of ignorance out there is just amazing to me, that I can appreciate the beauty of a black woman and be called racist because I appreciate her beauty. This young lady was angry, telling me that I'm downgrading all the other races just because I posted a picture that I found online saying that this other young lady was beautiful. And as I continue to have the conversation with this girl, she starts telling me all these things about slavery and how slavery started in Africa and the Africans perpetuated it just to make $1. But aside from all that, what I don't understand is why she even commented on my page about this. You guys have Barbie, you have the pretty much the standard of beauty that the world bases it off is a Caucasian woman. So the fact that I say I think an ebony woman is God's gift to the world should not bother you. It shouldn't make you feel any type of way unless you yourself are a racist. And as you guys can see from the comments, she very much was. She wants to tell me I'm racist, but she doesn't like or date black men. How are you going to scream racism and be racist yourself? Is this the world we live in? Is white privilege so predominant that all people think this way? And I'm being sarcastic, of course. I know that all Caucasians don't think this way, but some of them do. And this is what black people, especially black people in America, have to deal with on a regular basis. Being chastised just for appreciating and loving our own blackness. Are you serious? What is wrong with the world where I can't post a picture in peace just because I enjoyed the beauty of that woman without being chastised and called a racist? Does that make sense to you? I think the thing that disturbs me the most, aside from the fact that she didn't get the Kevin Hart reference, was when she could not stand on her own two legs and have a debate with me about history and what racism truly is. She began to try to pick at spelling and grammar mistakes or how I was speaking to her, not knowing that I went to a private Christian school and graduated with my diploma. I also graduated from a university and I have a degree in criminal justice. And when I laid all of these things out to her and I said, okay, well, what does your resume look like? What's your education level? She just grazed over it. Because she couldn't understand or accept the fact that maybe someone of a darker complexion than her might have a little bit more knowledge than she does. Maybe the way you came at me was wrong. Maybe you just don't know what the hell you're talking about. And that's what baffles me the most. If you're wrong, you are wrong. If I'm wrong, I might not like it, but I will tell you I'm wrong and I will apologize. This young lady went and tried to delete all of her posts. If you go to that post now, and I'm sure you guys will, you won't see any posts from her because she deleted them. She knew she was wrong. She wouldn't admit she was wrong. And she continued to call me a racist and a dumbass and all these other names outside of the book just to deflect from the situation at hand. And the situation was she was a closet racist and she got called out for it. How are you going to tell me I'm racist for appreciating the beauty of a black woman? And I love black women. I love black women, but those aren't the only type of women I love. I've dated Caucasians, I've dated Mexicans, I've dated Indians, I've dated black women, of course, I've dated Latin women, all different types. I love all women. So the fact that after I told her that, she continued to tell me I was a racist and I was downgrading other women, that doesn't make sense, especially coming from a Caucasian. And I'm not trying to be racist, but let's be honest. You guys dominate globally the standards of beauty, the standards of how you're supposed to speak, the standards of how you're supposed to dress. When you go to a job interview, we as minorities, whether you be black, Latin, Chinese or Asian, we have to abide by those standards because that's the way the world is. And for a lot of people, it's a culture shock. It's a difference for them because they don't come from that. If you go to an interview with dreads,
Just saying. Apologize for you guys with dreads. If you go to an interview with dreads, especially if you don't have very well kept dreads, you're more than likely not getting a job. If you go to an interview dressed like this, if you're not dressed up in a suit and tie, whether you come from that background or not, you're more than likely not getting the job. But if you just see how regularly Caucasians dress, that's their normal attire. That's their normal culture. So how dare you come on my Instagram page and tell me that I can't appreciate the beauty of my own race just for the sake of appreciating it. That picture didn't say all the other races are ugly, all the other races are inferior. It didn't say that. All it said was black women are God's greatest gift. And if you actually look at your history, where does life begin? Life began, scientific fact, in Mesopotamia. What's around Mesopotamia? I don't know. A bunch of dark-skinned people that look like me? If you actually look at the history and the research, the reason the skin complexions change based on the areas you're in is because of your melanin, which affects your skin pigment. So if you're in an area where it's really hot, arid, or dry climate, and it's a lot of sun, you're going to have a darker skin pigment. That's why when a lot of Caucasians, if you go out and you sit in front of the pool for 3 to 4 hours a day, you get a tan. You get a tan. Come on, boo. Educate yourself. Don't come on my page and tell me no foolishness and not expect me to come back at you. And you guys can see some of the comments I made were a little petty, but I acknowledged at that point in time, I'm being a troll. Because once I've tried to educate you and you refuse to see it, I'm not going to keep arguing with you. Hey, give me your number, boo. Maybe I can change your mind another way. But I was just being a fool. But at that point, I'm not going to let you drag me down. There's an old saying. It says, never argue with an idiot, because they'll drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. What she doesn't know is I've been doing this troll shit since I was 13. So I'm 26 now, if that gives you any idea, which is why she deleted all her posts. That's why she left. Unfortunately, what she didn't know is I screenshot everything. So if you ever send me anything, if you ever say anything to me, I've probably screenshotted it. And it's going on the internet. I hope and I pray none of you go and give her hate. Do not go and give her hate. Do not threaten her. Don't do anything. I mean, that's just a disclaimer from me. Don't do it. But that level of ignorance is not to be tolerated. I won't tolerate it. And I'm going to call you out. I told you guys before, do not come on my page with the bullshit. Because I will call a spade, and I will let you know exactly what I think of you. And I did. I appreciate Irv for making his comments. Irvin Smith, make sure you guys go follow him. He's got a lot of insight on history and culture, not just African history and culture. That's a very smart man right there. You can learn something from him. I appreciate Whitney for making her comments. I thought it was real hilarious how even she got the Kevin Hart reference. How does the other girl not give the Kevin Hart reference, but she wants to try to use it as an attempt to make me look silly? No, you just made yourself look dumber because not only do you know nothing about history, you know nothing about popular culture. What do you live under, a rock? I'm pretty sure you're from North Dakota because I know your brother. We used to play World of Warcraft together. So it's just amazing to me the audacity that you have, the gall that you have. And if you don't know what that means, any of those words, go look it up. If you have the intestinal fortitude to do that, if you have the ability to admit, maybe I don't know as much as I think I do. But no, don't tell me no dumb shit like slavery started in Africa. Slavery has been around since almost the beginning of time. And like I said in my later posts, if you guys go to that comment and read them, I didn't post the pictures here. Slavery became the terrible institution that we know it today through the transatlantic slave trade. The brutality, the murdering, the rape, the dismemberment, the treating people like cattle. How do you breed people to make them stronger for slave labor? How do you separate different shades of people to make them hate each other? That's where we get the light skin versus dark skin. They took the dark skinned slaves, put them outside and made them work in the field, and the light skinned slaves, which were more than likely mixed because the master was out there fucking one of his slaves behind his wife's back, put them in the house. And they used the house slaves as snitches and as the house labor. And they made them feel like they were better than the field slave, not knowing they come from the same goddamn place. The same place. And the funny thing is, the white people didn't even realize we all come from the same place. If you trace it back, all of our genetic roots go back to the same place. So please don't try to tell me anything about slavery and you don't even know. I was a history major. Well, granted, I changed my major after 3 years. But 3 years is a long time. Especially when you go to an HBCU and they pride themselves on making sure we get this knowledge. Because if you go to any other type of school, you're not going to get it. So don't come for me. Because I'll put you onto some stuff that you didn't even realize was out there. It's like I said, don't tell me what I can't do. And don't tell me what I don't know. Because I'll open you up to a whole nother universe and twist it up for you and show you some things you never even imagined. So like I said, don't come on my page with the silliness, because I'll put you on blast. Shout out to everybody who commented. Shout out to everybody that tried to enlighten that young lady. It's unfortunate that she didn't want to hear it. It is unfortunate that she believes some of the things she believes, and I know that not every Caucasian believes that, so please don't get this twisted. I love all races and all people, but what I can't stand is a willfully ignorant person. It's one thing if you're ignorant. Ignorant just means you don't know. But when you're willfully ignorant, it means you have the ability to know. It means somebody has tried to tell you and you still refuse to change your ways. That's why the world's in the trouble that we're in. Because some people are willfully ignorant and they are fine being that way. I'm not fine being that way. I'm not fine letting people be that way. So if you want to know something, if you want to change, not even change, if you just want to educate yourself, please, I encourage you to go out there and look this stuff up. Look it up for yourself and know that I'm not just talking, because I don't believe every other religion in the world. I don't always adhere to what they say. I am Christian, yes, but it is imperative for me to go and look up and know what these other religions teach, not only to help me better defend my religion, but so that I can understand and relate to somebody who's a Buddhist, so I can understand and relate to somebody who's a Muslim, or who just so happens to maybe be, I don't know, Seventh-day Adventist, or a Church of Scientology, or a Mormon. All of these different religions have a value. And if you actually read the books to them and put all that man-made stuff aside, they're important. They are important. For whatever it's worth, they are important. And so is culture, so is history, so is race. You can't always ignore race. You can't. To ignore it is to ignore our differences. And we are different. But just because we are different does not mean we have to despise each other. It doesn't mean we can't get along. We have to stop trying to find the differences that separate us and start trying to find all the similarities that bring us together. There is only one race. It's the human race. And we are all beautiful. Whether we're black, white, green, purple, yellow, red, it doesn't matter. And I implore you all to think of it that way. And if you don't, at least stay off my goddamn Instagram page, because you'll wind up here on a fucking video. In any case, Pantheon, thank you guys for tuning in. Again, shout out to Irvin Smith. Shout out to Antoinette Merchant. Shout out to Whitney Taylor. And even shout out to Francesca Bush, who started this whole thing. Because I think you have become a learning tool for other people. So I forgive you. I don't hate you. I don't have no bad feelings for you. Like I said, I play Water Warcraft with your brother. Shout out to him. He was an amazing shaman. But in any case, you all have a good night. Make sure you tune in to the rest of the videos. Please, if this touched you, if you learned something, like it, share, and subscribe. Thank you for your support, and thank you guys for tuning in. Have a good night.
If you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe. None of this is possible without your support. Thank you for everything. I appreciate it.